we're headed down a dirt road to go to another dirt road. Let's see if our efforts bore fruit. We got it. Hello, little mouse. Hello. You're a fat little thing. We got to take a walk well away from the Jeep to release this little dude. For those that haven't seen the previous episodes, I'm Katie. That's Tuck. And I had this little mouse living in my Jeep. And we got it. And this is not for you. He is very interested in the mouse. Down the road, I can see some cottonwood trees, and I presume a stream, or at least a seasonal stream. And that is where we are gonna set our little mouse free. And it gets Tuck his morning walk at the same time. So 2 things accomplished at once. And we need to accomplish them actually kind of quickly because it started to rain in the desert. But look at our view this morning. While Tuck is distracted over there with the fire pit, we're gonna release the little mouse. This box doesn't open very easily. Okay, there it goes. All right, there you go. I released it right next to this little shrubbery and it ran right for it. I feel like I've accomplished something this morning. I caught and released a mouse, and Chuck has had his morning walk. So good morning, even though it's raining. You're such a good boy. Disinfecting wipes after handling mouse stuff. I'm glad I could catch the little mouse without resorting to the lethal mouse traps. Because, I mean, it was just out there living its best life, and this vehicle came along with lots of good food, and it was like, yeah, this is awesome. So, didn't want to kill it if I didn't have to, and glad I didn't have to. Today's breakfast is Raisin Bran. All right. You ready to go, little monster? All right. I don't have a plan for where we're going, but we're going south. Before I get going, I'm stopping for a sandwich at the Wild Rabbit Cafe. Were you a good boy? On your own seat. I know I got good stuff. Coffee, sandwich. I don't know if you can see that, but it's snowing. I am very glad that I got to do the drive I got to do yesterday, because it would not be happening today. We have a sandwich and it said they have seasonal sides. It looks like some potato salad. It's got nice toasted bread and several kinds of cheese and bacon and turkey. Look at that cheese. It's good and perfect for a snowy day. That snow came and went really fast. The sky's clearing up and the storm has moved over the mountains. I've had to come 3 towns over to get groceries. The little restaurant where I got my sandwich was in Torrey, Utah, and we are now in Loa, Utah, because this is the closest place I could get groceries. And I need to restock after the mice incident. So I'm gonna go get some groceries. Hi, did you miss me? Groceries are all stocked up again, sort of. I didn't take a list with me, so I probably forgot some stuff, but we have some food. And yeah, we had to drive 3 towns over to find a town that actually had a grocery store, which is not atypical for this area. Not every town has a grocery store. We're gonna drive a bit south today, but probably not that far since I had to kind of drive out of my way to get to a grocery store. We are going to be heading back through Torrey and through Capitol Reef National Park. And today I'm going to let the camera run as we drive through it, just to show you guys how spectacular Highway 24 is through there. And we just entered Capitol Reef National Park. And it starts off like, oh yeah, that's pretty, nice sandstone. And it's starting to snow again. Or rain. I'm not sure whether that's kind of a snow-rain mix. It's a little cold and breezy up here. This is a little canyon, and this part of the canyon is called the goosenecks. I think because of the way it kind of curves around is probably how it got its name. Okay, that's enough. It's a little chilly. This formation, dead ahead, really gives you a good look at most of the distinct layers of sandstone in this area. Starting from the bottom up, the Moenkopi layer was laid down in the early Triassic period and was created by mud and sands from shallow inland seas and tidal flats. Above the Moenkopi is the Chinle Formation from the middle to late Triassic, 225 million years ago. It was a low, swampy floodplain, and volcanic ash drifted down into it, creating the Bentonite Hills. Above the Chinle is the Wingate Formation from the late Triassic or early Jurassic period, about 200 million years ago. This was a very dry period, and Wingate sandstone is actually solidified sand dunes. Above the Wingate is the darker red Kayenta Formation from 195 million years ago, when there were muddy river floodplains and small lakes. On the very top is Navajo sandstone from the early Jurassic period, about 180 million years ago. The largest desert ever known on Earth created the Navajo sandstone, and winds blowing across the desert cross-bedded the formation, creating a lot of vertical lines that you don't see in the other formations. Further down the canyon, the large white domed forms are Navajo sandstone. The Fremont River cut this canyon and provided water for irrigation for the early Mormon settlers in this area. So one of the cool things about Capitol Reef, not this time of year, but in the fall, you can come here and pick fruit in the orchards. And here's where I think the canyon gets just spectacular. You are driving so close to these huge sandstone cliffs, and they are just wicked cool, man. just wicked cool. Very few people venture beyond this road seeing the park. But if this is the only part of the park you see, it's still pretty impressive. Here endeth the park. Now we are headed down Nodum Road, which is a cool road, kind of goes to the middle of nowhere. If you take this all the way south, it goes to Bullfrog, where you can get a ferry across Lake Powell. We're not going that far south on it, especially since I think the ferry is not running this time of year. We're gonna take another route. Good morning, folks. It's the next day, because the weather turned really nasty and just an excessive amount of wind and cold. So I went back to my campsite from the night before and just hunkered down. But we are back on the road again in the same general area on an old road called the Old Nodum Road. And we're looking for fossils. And what we're walking on are a bunch of bentonite hills where there used to be an ancient ocean. And this ground is just littered with fossils and cool rocks. Are you interested in those? Fossils. Cool fossils. Why are you trying to eat the fossils? Don't eat the fossils. And I'm not kidding when I say this ground is littered with fossils. There must be millions of them. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's a really cool plant. But this is just one of the really strange desert plants that you can find out here. Let me show you where we are on the map. This is Utah. We are in kind of south central Utah. And this green line is Capitol Reef National Park. And we're about right here, driving just beside the park. And we're going to take Old Nodum Road down to Nodum Road and then come further south and cross through the park. We're crossing through the park one more time, but it's part of the really skinny part of the park. So it's going to be just a very short period of time in the park, but a cool short period of time in the park. Good boy. All right, guys, let's head down the road. Roar har. I suspect a lot of people wonder why this national park is called Capitol Reef National Park. When the early explorers first saw these rock formations, they thought that they looked like the dome of the Capitol building, at least one of them. You can't fully see it from where we are, but you can see part of it. And the reef is a geologic term, and it basically means a wrinkle in the Earth's crust, which this is. And it's a wrinkle that's really long. I forget how many miles long. I'll put it right here. And that wrinkle is made out of sandstone that has been eroded over millions and millions of years. So Capitol, because some of the rock formations are rounded like a Capitol building, and reef because it's a reef, geologically speaking. And now we're cruising down a highway on Nodum Road, which parallels Capitol Reef National Park. And on the other side, we have the beautiful Henry Mountains. Just astonishing territory. We have left the pavement behind and have re-entered Capitol Reef National Park. We're headed down a dirt road to go to another dirt road. Hey, cow. How you doing, cow? Oh, you don't want to say hi? There's a cow in a national park. That's really unusual. I double-checked my map to make sure we were still in the national park, and we are. And yeah, there's a cow. My advice for future travelers: if you're gonna drive this road, drive it in the morning so that the sun is lighting up the reef instead of what I've got right now, which is the sun is backlighting the reef. So it's all in shadow. The road is a little muddy here and there. Not super muddy, but a little muddy. It's a little muddy going through areas that have a lot of bentonite, but so far it's been fine. And I did see a truck and stock trailer going the other direction, so I'm sure it is fine. I don't like it being muddy. There's a surprising amount of traffic. I mean, I've seen like 5 cars in 30 miles, but that's a surprising amount of traffic for this time of year, this far back in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I know it's a national park. It's still a little surprising to me. And we have reached the turnoff where we are going to cross over the reef. Is that not just spectacular? Hang on, we gotta get out and take a look. Daisy, you stay there. I know you're a little tired of the dirt road, but I mean, sorry it's backlit, so it's kind of dark, but that's just amazing. And it goes on for many, many miles that way. Oh, and you can barely see it, but there's an arch up there. We're going over that. You can kind of see the road zigzagging up, and then it zigzags down the other side. Unfortunately, being in the national park, I can't break out the drone, because this would be a great road to drone. Is that not amazing? The Henry Mountains in the distance. Little Tuck didn't love that section of the road, but he did pretty good, and he seems to be getting a little more comfortable with the bumpy roads. Like, they're not freaking him out quite as much as they were. I mean, he's had to travel on a lot of dirt roads. And now we've got a lot of miles of washboard before we get out of the park and find a place to camp. We have made it back to pavement and have entered Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. That's a mouthful. And much like the rest of Utah, it is filled with amazing and beautiful sandstone rock formations. We are checking out this road to see if there's a potential camp spot back here, and I think there is. This is nice. Okay, here's a nice flattish spot in the sun. I think this will do. Lights. Wait, okay. Oh, you're just happy to be out of the car. We're very backlit by the sun, but we have some beautiful cliffs and beautiful views all around. We're kind of higher than some of the surrounding landscape. Yeah, this'll do. It's a little brisk out here. I gotta put on my warm stuff. Oh, I have some soup. Oh, I have 2 cans of soup. 3 cans of soup. What is this? We're gonna do that. It seems like a soup night. My bread knife really isn't big enough for this bread, but we'll make it work. I'm really trying to figure out a way to toast my bread on the road. I've seen people who just kind of dry toast it in a pan. That has not worked for me. So I'm gonna butter it and cook it like a grilled cheese, but without the cheese. All right, I've buttered the bread and it's going in the pan upside down. Maybe I should have heated up the pan first. It's getting heated up pretty quick. Ooh. I mean, it's better than cold. Why don't these cans come with pull tabs? It's like $5 a can. It should have a pull tab. I definitely don't need to eat that much soup, so we're saving some for later. And I think that worked pretty good. This is the unbuttered side, and this is the butter side, and it feels nice and soft. I'm just gonna wrap that up in tin foil, then cook the soup. Just want to keep it a little warm while the soup is warming up. That was too hot. Well, that's certainly going to warm up fast. I've already tasted the soup and it's actually pretty good. I wish I had a little coriander or parsley or something to garnish this and make it look pretty, but I don't have that. You want a little? Yeah. It made the bread nice and soft and a little crispy on the outside. I think that's a good method. That was definitely better than expected for a canned soup. I'm pleasantly surprised. And it's nice on this kind of chilly evening. And I think that's it for today, guys. And I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And if you've made it this far in the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, or if you're not, like and comment too. It all helps and it costs nothing. We'll see you down the road.